in the United States, a highly developed country, is threatened today to be replaced in the next 10, 15 years by artificial intelligence, robotization, three-dimensional printing, and so on.
All right, that's Klaus Schwab from the World Economic Forum. Let's combine central bank digital currency and artificial intelligence, all these futuristic things. Let's put them together, make sense of it. Joe Allen, he's the author of Dark Eon, Transhumanism and the War Against Humanity. Joe, how you doing, brother?
Very good, very good. Glad to be here.
I want with you to talk about the next level stuff, but give us like your quick elevator pitch on what central bank digital currency is.
You know, it's blockchain-based currency, not unlike our own currency, but strictly digital. It's being normalized all over the planet. Places like Africa, believe it or not, are some of the first, the earliest adopters. But the idea behind it, the total digitization of currency, however far away that is, it is undoubtedly being rolled out. And what we already see in the mass adoption of digital payment systems voluntarily, even with cash right there for you to use, I suspect that it will not be as hard to push out onto the population as I would like to think.
Yeah, people will accept it very willingly. We said in the first segment that already very few Americans use cash. Only 19% of consumer payments are with cash. And that's different from the rest of the world. Other countries around the world, even like Germany's 82% still use cash. We don't. So I think it'll be easy to implement, don't you?
Absolutely. And I worry about all of the other sorts of programs that are kind of riding on top of this digital trend. As they become more and more normalized, it's impossible to predict with any accuracy how much they will be adopted. I suspect, again, much more so than I'm comfortable with.
Okay. So what happens next? What do these governments do with this central bank digital currency that's such a problem?
Well, I mean, the idea is that you would be able to track and trace and control spending, right, in the most extreme paradigms. A lot of the justification is for things like climate change, right, to see what your carbon footprint is and to allow the government to step in and intervene when your spending patterns exceed your carbon credits. That's one potential path. There are a number of different paths, though. You remember during the war on terror and the bank accounts being frozen there. There's no reason to believe that an extreme right-wing regime wouldn't use these same technologies to curtail personal freedom as an extreme left-wing regime. I think the ring of power is being offered, and the more this is tied to biometric identity, the less possibility there is to escape.
Okay, I want to get to the biometric stuff. Let me push back on this for 1 second. This is interesting. Someone would say, Joe, isn't it good that the government can just eliminate the bank accounts of drug dealers and terrorists and people who are stealing from the government, fraud and all the rest? Wouldn't it be nice if the government could really protect the people with that tool?
If there wasn't an upside, there'd be no reason to worry about the downside. Of course, there are upsides. There are upsides for everybody having a mark on their head or their forehead or hand, so that you never have to worry about illegal immigration or criminals getting away or children disappearing. All of these things have tremendous upsides. The question is, where does it all go? Where does it leave us? And my fear, as we've already seen, many of the justifications for the implementation of liberty curtailing technologies and the infrastructures of control, many of the justifications are for reasons I actually believe in, such as the protection of borders, such as the elimination of criminals from society. In the end, I think that the big picture is going to be the most important because the big picture is coming out as fast.
Yeah. You mentioned biometrics. So I was at a Whole Foods the other day, owned by Amazon, and there you can pay with your palm. There's a palm reader or something, palm scanner. So like that's ridiculous. But I like inherently think it's ridiculous, just like my nature. But I was telling it to a friend and they're like, well, what's the big deal? Like what's the difference between you using your phone to pay or using your palm to pay? What do you say to that, Joe?
I don't think there is a whole lot of difference. That's actually the real problem that I see. Nor do I think there's a lot of a difference between having your palm as your payment system and having a chip in your hand. It's just simply a matter of, it's a continuum, and it's a matter of degrees. You know, every Whole Food store by the end of 2023 is going to have the Palm payment system in it. And the Amazon Palm payment system, the Amazon One system, it links your palm, right, the whorls of your palm, your unique biometric identity to your wallet and to your digital government ID. Klaus Schwab, our buddy Klaus Schwab we just heard from, defined the fourth industrial revolution in 2016 as the convergence of the physical, the digital, and the biological worlds. Alternatively, he's defined it as the fusion of our physical, our digital, and our biological identities. He was not saying, I am going to do that, because he is just a mouthpiece. What he is saying is this is the global trajectory. Nations who embrace it will win. Nations who reject it will lose. I fear that he was correct, and I think that people are going to have to make a lot of sacrifices if they don't want to hurtle down that highway.
90 more seconds. Pitch it to me.
I'll tell you
Tell
this.
me.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, give me that reason why someone should be concerned. I know there's someone on the fence right now, or someone listening right now who's like, well, I already got an Amazon Echo or whatever they're called. I already got a Ring doorbell. They already know this much about me. Who cares if it's one more step down the continuum? It'll be that much more efficient.
You know what? Maybe those souls are lost, and maybe we just have to deal with that. I don't know. I think anyone who has any sense about them knows that a centralized digital system or a decentralized digital system is inescapable once it is fully implemented. There's no getting out of it. There's no cracks in it unless the power goes out or you become proficient in hacking. That is a practical reason. The more we are surrounded in this digital cage, the less possibility there is for personal agency to be applied or anyone to fall out of the system. Another reason, though, I would give anybody who takes the book of Revelation seriously and the motifs. You don't have to have a fundamentalist one-to-one historical analysis, but you should at least recognize that the mark of the beast, the mark on the hand, was necessary to buy or sell. The guys at Amazon certainly understand that. They're rubbing it in your face. You should probably consider the long-term dark implications of what that means.